a sight for my soul.
Okay, so we are at the beach and it's windy. 10 sustained, gusting up to 18 or 19, and that's moving up as the day goes on, so the wind's not going to slow down. That's not the problem though. It is spring break and it's Friday, so I didn't consider that coming out here, and there's a ton of people. So flying with people around, I don't like it. 2 reasons. One, you have an audience, so everything you do is probably being recorded. At the very least, it's being watched and scrutinized, so it gets in your head. And second, you got to avoid people. You can't fly over them, and you certainly don't want to fly near them or kids or anything like that. So I am just going to hang out for a while. I mean, I'd like to get in the air right now as the wind, it's just going to go up, but I think the responsible thing to do is just wait it out, see if some of these people thin out, and then go flying. So we'll test my reverse kite skills today, and we'll do it with an audience. So see how it goes. All right, enjoy. Peace.
Now there goes a sight for my there goes a
Oh man, I've not reverse launched in 4 months, at least 4 months. I'm in the air, that's awesome. Oh yes. And what the camera's not going to show, where I have my GoPro on my head, when I spun, a line got wrapped in the GoPro. So I just stared at the wing, and in the direction the line was pulling me, so I didn't put tension on it. Stabilized the wing, let go of the brake, grabbed the line, threw the line over, and still nailed the launch, so I'm stoked. Really happy. Alright, so here's my options. So that's the beach I just took off from down there, and I've got a water crossing here that I don't have flotation for. So I need to gain enough altitude to cross that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my phone out, and I'm going to track my ground speed so I know if I'm making enough headway to get across. I feel like I am. Okay. Double checking this. It's tight. So, yeah. I'm still within gliding distance of the beach. That's where I want to stay for now. I have got a dirty wind here. I'm almost back at the beach on just that one small turn. So I could not do this water cross, but really I'm in gliding distance of the beach still. And I've got this island which would suck to land on, but I wouldn't drown, so that's good. So while I'm headed to this island, I'll do a quick, let's see, 0.4 hour review on this motor. Here's the obvious one. The one, it's got a ton of power, and the power comes on immediately too. So that's much different than the mini plane. The mini plane was much slower to come on the power. Number one, it had less power, and number two, it's spinning a heavier propeller. So you kind of had more forgiveness, I'll say, and that if you were to flip the throttle, it didn't go to full throttle right away and wouldn't push you over. Whereas with this motor, when you're launching, wherever your finger is on that throttle, whatever your throttle position is pretty much what you're going to get out of the motor. It's not, obviously not instantaneous, but it's pretty close. Well, much closer than the mini plane will say. Next, I noticed that my motor, or my wing, the 20-meter hadron, which I have admittedly a little bit light for, I get more of an oscillation at idle. So I'll have to figure that out. Maybe it just is me needing to get used to it, which is very possible. Yeah, third, the harness is much more comfortable. I'll just say that. I might have had the mini plane harness set up wrong, but I've messed with it a lot, and I could never get it to feel as comfortable as this harness feels, both on the ground and in the air. So on the ground, it sits higher up on my back, and the weight is closer to my back, and my leg straps and my seat board sit right up behind me. I don't feel it. So it's really comfortable to walk with. Hard to talk up here. Checking for aircraft. So now I'm well within gliding distance of this beach, so I'm just gonna slowly descend. What was I? Fourth or fifth? Whatever I'm on. Yeah, we were talking about the harness. Yeah, so the harness is super comfortable, and I really like it. I don't know if I dislike anything yet. I was expecting it to be smoother, but part of that might be there's a tiny chip in the propeller that I need to fix. So that might be just a tiny bit off balance, and I'm feeling a vibration. I was really hoping with the more power and the carbon fiber that it'd be smoother. And I'm not saying it's not smooth. I was just expecting a little bit more, but again, that could be the chip in the prop. Other than that, I mean, the fit and finish, amazing. It's gorgeous. It's designed wonderfully. This is the newer version of the Scout, which I was unaware of when I bought it. Kind of embarrassing, but yeah, so it doesn't have the little section in between the cage pieces that you have on the older version of the Scout. I guess there was some issues, or it was a little harder to put together. So now it's got these little ball joints at the end that slip in. So yeah. Yeah, everything else I love so far. I can't tell you too much more about it because I've not flown it enough. Hopefully the wind's nice enough down here. I can do some foot dragging and really enjoy this beach and test this thing out. I don't know if I'm going to do any wing overs or anything. I want to play it safe and yeah, just enjoy the flight. So I'm going to turn on some music and yeah, we'll get down to this beach and have some fun. All right, peace. back to the beach where I took off from. We're at just about an hour only. And I really could fly for almost another hour, but I just feel like landing. I'm also a little bit cold, so I'm going to putt back to the beach. And actually, I'm going to bring my trims in, so lower the motor RPM a little bit so you can hear me better. There we go. So yeah, I am now a 1.5 hour veteran of this motor. And so I flew all the way down that beach, almost to that point. There's no way you're seeing that on the GoPro, but I'm at 29 miles. I flew 15 miles down the beach, 15 back. And I did some foot drags, things like that, just trying to get a good feel for the wing and this motor, how they work together. And, yeah, I mean, I got a lot of practice to do with this motor and this wing. So, I mean, I'm able to control everything, but I don't know why I'm getting so much torque. And maybe that's just the way it is. Maybe it's just this motor. You know, when you get up to a motor with this kind of power, it just torques. That could just be that. I don't know. But yeah, if you fly a Vittorazzi 185, or if you fly a Moster 185, or a Scout with this motor on it, comment below and let me know if you have the same problem. Under full throttle, I torque so hard to the right while I'm climbing that I can't even compensate with weight shift. So I'll be full weight shift and I'll be just barely straight. So I don't know. I mean, and that's at full power climbing, so it's not a huge deal. But I don't know if I can clip in. The dudek has a separate clip-in point on either side of these risers here. I don't know if you can see that. There's actually a loop higher than this loop. I would obviously do it on the other side, but yeah, it's for torque compensation. So that would take care of some of the problem while I'm climbing, but then I'm going to have to compensate while I'm at level flight the other way, because at level flight it feels fine. I still have to put some weight shift on there. I've also tightened up my harness, so it's kind of like a constant weight shift. So I don't know. I got to toy around with it a little bit, figure things out. But how awesome is this day? It's amazing. The wind is picking up for sure, but it's smooth. I mean, that's what's all awesome about flying at the beach, is the wind is just so smooth. And my ground speed's 10 miles an hour. So I bet if I pull my flaps in, I could fly backwards. Actually, I think I was flying backwards up there a little bit. I got down to 2 miles an hour at one point, and then I stopped looking. So who knows? I'm going to have to cut so much of this video out because no one wants to watch an hour-long video, but a lot of cool stuff happened. I'll cut out most of the beach. Hopefully the GoPro's still on. Actually, I know it is, so I'm talking to it. But yeah, I did my first set of asymmetric spirals up there. I climbed to 3,200 feet, 3,100 feet, something like that. And I did some asymmetric spirals, which I'd never done before, but I just kind of accidentally did it. I pulled a spiral, came out of it, and then it felt right, so I pulled it again, and I ended up doing asymmetric spirals. So that's pretty badass. Oh man, it's so nice and warm down here. Oh, I gotta find out where I want to land. I can't fly over anybody, and I don't want to walk far. These people all want to watch, but they're all in the way. They're like right by my windsock. I'll come down right in between them. All right. This lady's walking right in my path. Go on and get now. Go on, get. Oh, these kids. I want to land. Get out of my way. Well, that sucked. Almost put it in the water like a dumbass, and it came down the leading edge.